Everybody, John PT, Dan Sandler Training, talking sales stuff, people.
Stuff.
Yeah. All right, one of the hardest part for most salespeople to adjust and adapt to, and the fact that we, over the years, have sort of not applied for sales roles, we've kind of tended to just fall into them to some degree, but is dealing with rejection and failure. And for salespeople, it's a daily reality. Some circumstances, it's an hourly reality. And coping is either very good or very poor. I don't see a lot in between. So can you talk from a leadership standpoint how you can better help salespeople cope with failure and rejection?
I don't know. I don't know that we can help them cope with failure. I think that's something that comes from within.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I get it.
That's what makes sales so hard. Is it's full, and there's a lot of times a rejection and failure,
Yes.
and the person needs to bounce back. I think the thing to do as a salesperson is to realize failure is the majority of your job.
Yeah.
You are going to fail more times than you're going to win. And what do you do with that? I was watching a National Geographic documentary the other day on Alex Honnold, who's the guy that free soloed El Capitan.
Yep.
And it was an intriguing documentary because it was talking about how he went to Morocco to scale 3 of their tallest peaks there in prep for the El Capitan. And after he finished the 3 climbs at Morocco, he was very disappointed in himself because he realized he failed in so many different areas of those climbs. And the biggest one was climbing with cameras watching him. He's not used to that. And he really thought long and hard about that because he felt like he failed, even though he succeeded in climbing. And so he took a lot of time to go back and do some soul searching on how am I going to do this? And that's what propelled him to actually climb El Capitan. You watch any movie, the hero of the movie, it's not a hot knife through butter the whole way through the movie.
Yeah.
There's tremendous adversity that hits you, and you don't know if you're going to make it or not. You keep going. But what's really cool, John, is when you get to the end and you've actually succeeded, the celebration is much more because of all the adversity you went through.
Yeah, I think the example that you gave of movies there is really a great example because we watch a lot of shows that sort of try and keep us on the edge of our seat, present a scenario that looks insurmountable, and then there's a solution to get through that's found. And I think in part it makes us feel better about ourselves that we'll be able to solve some of the things that we're facing.
Yeah.
Talk about it from a leader standpoint. You talk more from an individual salesperson. Are there aspects from a leader standpoint where you'd say, hey, help your people in these ways?
I think one of the big things is become very vulnerable to them. There's no company out there that I know of that has just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. They've never had a dip, right?
Yeah.
So it's when things don't go well from a leadership perspective is still being confident in your people, being confident in your abilities, being confident in your company to actually succeed. And so showing people that, hey, we're in this together, and while we're hitting the dip here, we're going to bounce through. I believe in you guys, and I know you can do it. That will make the difference.
Yeah. One of the interesting things, too, that you've done in these sessions is you've kind of opened up yourself on, hey, these things we're talking about, I face them, I struggle through them, and I falter. It's not like every sales deal I walk into I get. And opening up in that way and letting people know that we're all in that same bucket trying to work our craft, so to speak, and it's not easy.
It's funny you say that because as I was driving into Pittsburgh this morning, I was thinking back through the last 10 years, some of the real dark, deep areas of not only my personal life but my business life, and just how I made it through all that. And it's something not to pat yourself on the back, but just to say, no matter what hits you, I can deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
Have fun.